Dan, I know you've been kind of working to this point, man, but what's the headline feel like for you, man, being in the main event?
Yeah, it feels great. You know, this is like I've said many times, this is a big opportunity for me, and I've been working my whole entire life for this. Made a lot of sacrifices to be here, and I'm just super grateful. I'm happy. I'm pumped up. I'm excited, and I'm pumped up to go out there and showcase what I have to offer and bring out the best version of myself.
Yeah, no doubt. You've been staying super busy fighting, man. I'm kind of curious. Sometimes we hear guys say I get better when I don't have fights because I can work on things versus game plan. What's your theory on it?
I get better in between fights, and I get better staying active as well. I'm healthy. I'm young, 28 years old, and I'm healthy. So, you know, I've always wanted to be an active fighter. I've wanted to be someone who could fight, you know, 4 or 5 times a year. And I feel like I'm on the right track right now. You know, I don't know, this is my 5th fight in a year, or maybe, I don't even know. But I fought 3 times. This will be my 3rd fight this year. And with everything going on in the world right now, so it's pretty crazy, but you know, I'm excited. I'm taking full advantage of it.
Yeah, it's your 2nd fight under this kind of pandemic era, I guess, MMA. Yeah. I mean, I know it's a little bit stricter here than it was in Florida, but yeah. What'd you take out of that? Did you take anything out of that experience that you could bring into this that helps you be more prepared this time around?
You know, honestly, there wasn't too much difference. I always quarantine myself, even on every fight week, quarantine or not. I lock myself in the room like a caged animal, and and I unleash the beast on fight night. But as far as it's just the mental preparation, you know, obviously we're getting shorter notice fights heading into the fight, so it's get back in the gym, stay active, because you never know when you're gonna get the call. You have to be ready. And luckily I got back in the gym right after the Edson fight. I took maybe a week off. Actually, I didn't even take a week off. I took 2 days off, got a mountain bike, started riding some trails, so I was still working out, staying active. But 1 week off from contact, got back in the gym, and just got better from there. And then we got the call to fight Calvin, main event, so how can you say no to that?
Yeah, I know you said you've been really appreciative of Calvin for taking the opportunity, right, because he's a little higher up the ranks right now.
Yeah.
What do you see in him in a fight? When you break him down, I mean, obviously you can't go in there respecting and thanking the guy, right? So, I mean, you're appreciative, but what do you see in him as a fighter?
Yeah, I mean, I do respect him, but in the cage, I don't, because I'll do anything to win. If I got to bite his jugular, I'll bite his jugular. Like, I'm different. I'm out there, and I'm going to try to win. I'm going to try to take your head off for every second of the fight. But he's definitely talented. He's skilled. He's slick. He's a finisher, so he's dangerous. And but I'm very aware. I know my distance well, and I can take the fight anywhere. I can take it to the ground. I can keep it standing. I can dictate where the fight takes place. So I feel like I'm counted out, which is kind of nice. But I'm gonna go out there and shock a lot of people.
You touched on it there. I mean, I think a lot of people, all the hype's around him, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel, do you go in there with a little chip on your shoulder maybe that people aren't giving you the respect that you feel like you deserve?
Definitely. You know, I feel that every fight almost. But in a way, I feel like he kind of has that chip on his shoulder too, because he hasn't got the true credit he deserves as well. But, you know, he is a big favorite heading into this. But, you know, we just keep our head down, put our head down and grind and keep getting better and keep getting stronger. And I feel great, and I can't wait to go out there and fight hard for 5 rounds.
Nice. Last thing for me, give me the idea what the goal is here. I mean, first main event, do you feel like you can announce yourself as a title contender right here, or do you feel like it's just a development step, or you wanting to fight of the night, or people take notice?
Yeah.
What's the overall goal here other than just winning the fight?
Yeah, you know, I want to go out there and show I'm a true contender, you know, that I'm a champion worthy. And I can very well do that. You know, I have a huge opportunity, big platform to do so on Wednesday, Thursday morning here. But with the way the division's tied up right now, and you know, these guys in the top 5, they're not active. These guys, a lot of them haven't fought in 1 year, 2 years, and you know, they're still up there in the top ranking in the world. And you know, a big win over Calvin Kattar, you know, make a big statement win, could easily, very well get me a title shot. Maybe the people won't say I deserve it, but I will fight anyone, anywhere, anytime to get what I want, and that's the world title. And I know Volkanovski wants to fight the #1 contenders. I've heard all of his interviews. I study every guy in the division, and you know, so I know he has his eyes on me, and he'll have his eyes on this fight. But you know, we'll see what happens.
Did you think Volkanovski won?
No, I thought Max won the fight. I thought he won 1, 2, and 3.
Do you think it was a robbery, like a lot of people saying, or do you think it's just one of those close fights that could have gone either way?
It's hard, it's really hard to say, and I was biased, I'm rooting for the Hawaiian, but, it's, that's how it goes sometimes, man. Everyone said I lost my last fight, but, that's just how it goes, and, you can't sit there and cry about it. I know Max isn't crying. He's a great champion, and, like he would say, it is what it is, and, he has a lot more in him. He's 28 years old as well, and I'm sure he'll have a title around his waist again one day soon as well.
You mentioned the opportunity that you have here on Wednesday. Do you think to yourself, well, just a win over Calvin's big enough, or do you think to yourself, if I can put him away early, make a real statement, does that play on your mind at all?
A little bit. I mean, because is Zabit and Yair, I think they're lined up as well, but I feel like, it will come down to who has a better win or this and that, but, I'm really not focused on that. I want to show that I can go out there and I can compete, and I want to show that I am a champion. And I don't have a title, but I want to show that I can push hard for 5 rounds and, show that I am champion worthy against a very worthy opponent in Calvin Kattar. So, I'm looking to go out there and make a statement and prove a lot of people wrong and prove to myself that I'm one of the best in the world.
Dana White's made no secret that he prefers fighters who want to stay busy, right? And I think it pays off if you're like Gilbert Burns, you stay busy and get a title shot.
Yeah.
Is your mentality to just fight as often as they ask you, or do you think at some level you're going to have to get to the top guys and start thinking, right, I need to be careful about which matchups I take here?
Well, if you believe you can be a champion, you should be able to. If you are a champion, you should be able to beat anyone in the division. And I have my eye on every guy in this division, and there's not a guy out there who I don't believe I can beat. And but it does come down to making smart choices at the right time and getting the right fights. But that's kind of not who I am, and that's why I'm in the situation I am today, because I'm a man who takes risk and I take opportunities, and things are paying off for me. So I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing.
Last one from me. It's a kind of an extra bonus that in the coronavirus there are people out there who aren't working, who can't get paid, and you're being able to work and get paid multiple times. Yeah,
I'm very fortunate, and it sucks for a lot of people out there who can't travel or can't work, but I'm very fortunate to be able to continue to live my dream and continue to work my job and go out there and fight and bring entertainment to the world.
You'll be on the longest winning streak of the featherweight division UFC with a win Wednesday. Do you think it's time to start having the conversation about you fighting for the UFC title?
Most definitely. With the win over Kattar Wednesday night, that'll put me at 7 wins in a row, the longest winning streak in the division, not counting the champion, and the most active fighter in the division. So, you can't deny that. People can say what they want, but it comes down to activity and wins, and that's what I have, and I'm going to keep bringing it.
You're coming off a close win of Barboza. Are you coming into this fight to go after a finish to avoid having those talks about robbery or stuff like that?
Yeah, it's hard. I was trying to finish Barboza, but that's why when the best fighters in the world fight, sometimes it's hard to get a finish, but I will always look for the finish. I am a finisher, and I'm gonna look for a finish over Kattar, and he's a finisher as well. So you got 2 finishers colliding, and it's gonna make up for a good fight.
How did you react when you saw that his team was planning on appealing the loss?
How are you going to do that? I just laughed and chuckled it off, and, here we are now.
Yeah. That's all for me. I saw that you wrote up a post on Instagram about your MMA debut. That was 6 years ago that you thought about breaking a window in front of a cop to get arrested, so you were going to have to fight.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool story. So, that was my pro debut, and I don't know what it was. If I had a bad weight, I wasn't, didn't cut weight the best way, but if it was a bad weight cut or nerves or anxiety, but I never really experienced nerves before a fight. Maybe that was nerves for the first time, but I just woke up that day and was like, out of any day to fight in the world, it was like the absolute worst day. I felt like dog shit, and I tried to do everything possible. I was drinking waters, putting on essential oils, bathing myself, like doing anything I could to try to feel better, and I wasn't feeling better. And yeah, so a couple hours passed, went to the arena, and I was feeling worse and worse and worse and worse. And I remember walking to the venue, and this venue was maybe the size of this room with an octagon. I swear to God, it was tiny, and we had a basement to warm up in. So it was this size of this room with a basement that we had to go warm up in. And I just was thinking negative, and it's not like me because I'm so mentally strong. But like that was, I don't know if I just had a weak moment. But yeah, I was thinking of any way to get out of the fight, all the way up to maybe 15 minutes before I walked out, and I ended up flipping the switch and saying F it, I gotta go out there and fight. And I felt like shit in the fight. I was super lethargic and stuck in the mud, but I still managed to win, and I got the finish in the third round. So that's given me a lot of confidence going into any other fight, because I don't think I could have felt worse in any other fight. So even some of these past fights in the UFC where I said maybe I didn't wake up and feel that good, I think back to that day, like I feel better than that day, so I can win.
You have a lot of experience as an amateur in MMA. Why did you feel so nervous before this particular fight?
Yeah, I have 11 amateur fights, and actually you can almost count an amateur fight in Hawaii as a pro fight, because we're fighting no shin guards, no headgear. There's great strikers out there, great fighters, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was nerves or just I was sick, but we learn and we grow and we get better. So here I am now.
Hey Dan.
Hi.
Back in March, when the world was shutting down, there was an MMA show in England that got pulled from its London venue, and I was supposed to go, but then it went to an empty warehouse in Manchester. And I remember watching it, and I felt like a naughty schoolboy just watching it.
Yeah.
With the Jacksonville shows, they were the first thing in sports to come back. Was there any element of you feeling naughty participating?
No, I supported it. I thought the UFC did everything right. Took the right steps, the right protocols, and it gave us an opportunity, because that's how we make money and that's how we put food on our tables. And I was all for it, but it was weird. It was an eerie feeling, especially walking out with no one in the arena, and just it was a little different. But once I got in there, it's all the same. The octagon closes shut. It's the same thing, but yeah, it was weird. It was different.
Have there been many differences in terms of preparation from Jacksonville to Fight Island?
Definitely. Well, for Jacksonville, I didn't really get to train because our gym wasn't open. I did what I could at home. I have a home gym. Did a lot of strength and conditioning, a lot of running outside. Hit some mitts. I have a heavy bag, but that's pretty much all the training I did for the Barboza fight, and I got maybe 8 days of contact training. But after that fight, everything started kind of opening back up in Vegas, so I was fortunate enough to be able to go out there and have a regular training camp with everyone in the room. So.
Some of the athletes at 251 just I think they came in during the week and had to do a quarantine, and they might have only been out of quarantine for a couple of days. Do you feel like the extra few days you've got before Thursday morning show is more of an advantage than some of the athletes might have had last week?
I don't. I guess I just came here, and like I said, I always quarantine myself. So I got here, kind of stayed up the first day, and then got adapted, and I was adapted in one day. I feel good. The only thing different here is we're fighting in the morning. So, but I've adapted my training times and my training schedule and my sleep times, and I feel good. So, what can I say?
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.